Move to a CNBC TV 18 exclusive. Pharma stocks may have been out of favor over the past couple of months, but managements of some of the top Indian companies are actually striking a fairly optimistic note. Dr. Reddy's expects an uptick in the business in the second half of this year. Ekta Batra was in conversation with the company's management as well as with Citi's Prashant Nair. Take a look.
I think there has been an increase in the number of say regulatory actions or regulatory inspections of Indian plants by the US FDA, and I think the fact that a lot of it got bunched up in a 2 to 3 month period somewhere towards the end of last year, beginning of this year, also spooked the street a lot more than possibly warranted, to the extent that every inspection is now looked at as, or every 483 is now looked at as a disruptive factor, which may not necessarily be the case. And that, as you mentioned, we have now seen certain instances of inspections, 483s, but no escalation and EIRs having come through. So I think partly, yes, the industry is going through a phase where the scrutiny has increased, with the FDA trying to align the regulatory oversight of international facilities with what they have in the US. And I think partly it's also, just the fact that there is too much reaction given all the negative news flow you have seen in a short period of time. So my sense is that you will continue to see certain instances of regulatory action, but it won't be out of the ordinary. And gradually, as we see more inspections or 483s not leading to any escalation, the reaction to such events will also normalize. So it's a factor that one needs to keep in mind, but it's not the overbearing factor when one looks at the industry in a structural perspective. I think that'll come again from execution, ability to launch products, ability to move up the value chain by investing in R&D.
Mr. Chakrabarty, wanted to come to you with regards to what's the latest with Dr. Reddy's and the US FDA. We understand that you were supposed to send out your latest reply by around May. Has the latest update gone out, and are you ready to re-invite the US FDA to inspect your plants?
Yeah, we have sent the update in the last week of May. So every 2 months we have been sending. So first update was in January end, second in March end, and third one we have sent in May end. So in all likelihood we will seek a face-to-face meeting with US FDA by end of June.
By end of June. Okay, so just to expand a little bit, can you tell us more about the Srikakulam facility? I understand that the Australian regulator gave you all a clean chit just recently. More details if you can share on that.
Yeah, the Australian regulatory authority spent quite a bit of time there because the US FDA warning letter was there. So they did with huge scrutiny this audit. But at the end of the audit, they have given us very good rating, the best possible rating one could have expected.
All right, so that's a dose on pharma. Now let's move on to the other big news story of the day. Prime Minister Narendra Modi touched down at the Washington